Thursday Love. Da, 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 da. Thursday Love.
Hey everybody, welcome. You're welcome once, you're welcome twice, you're welcome 3 times. You're welcome to, what is this? Thursday Love. Yeah, Sherrie ain't been up here in a long time, y'all, so y'all forgive her. But we're glad to see y'all. When y'all see our, we decided to buy a bookshelf.
We decided to.
We shall overcome. Now, what about Sherrie's hair? That's just spray that she has is activated because of the light.
So you just gonna make up everything?
I mean, yeah,
pretty much. All right. Hey, Mary.
Hey, Mary.
Love you too.
We love you too, Mary.
I'm glad that Thomas made it home safely and he's recovering. I'm glad y'all are doing good.
Y'all see me chewing. It's because of some Skittles. George, if you go back to watch this later, you know you can always bless me with some. If you come up here, if you go back and watch, you can always bless me with some Skittles. A big bag of candy, a big bag, a red bag.
Hey everybody, we are here. Thursday Love. We are live in full effect. TJ and I. We took the month of January off, not per se off as far as doing Thursday Love, but we see, there you go. You can tell George now about your Skittles.
There you go, George. I just mentioned your name. Look, I'm eating Skittles. You said you wanted to bless me. Family Dollar, the Skittle, the bag, it's like $3 and some change.
We supposed to be turning over a new leaf in the new year.
We're not doing horticulture. That's trees.
Anyway, we are back and we are happy to be here. We're excited to be here. We took the month of January off as far as Facebook Live, but we were not off as far as Thursday Love is concerned. We had a neat session. We tried something different. We did a women's only session, or wives only session. We did a husbands only session.
Thank you, George. Hey, Thomas.
Thomas said being a nurse isn't so bad. Oh, Mary said being a nurse ain't so bad. Oh, okay. So yeah.
Sound like a new profession, Mary.
So yeah, sound like a new profession. But we're here. If you're here, if you're live with us, hit your share button. Hit your share button, tag your friends, tell them to join us on tonight. Tonight we have a good topic, a very good topic that we would like to discuss. We are in the month of February. Jesus, I was about to say February. February.
Don't let these people call you to change how you talk.
No, I'm trying to make sure I say it right. February.
But you always say it wrong. So I'm saying don't let these people call you. Be true to you. February. But yeah, we're here. And tonight we have a good topic, and we hope that y'all will sit back and talk with us, chat with us about the topic that we're discussing on tonight. We are in February. It's also known as Black History Month. A lot of people have got certain feelings about it being Black History Month. Some people have feelings about it's the shortest month. So, we should just be celebrating history. Not necessarily Black history, but history. And them folks who kick rocks.
But there are a few people who feel that way,
and they can kick rocks.
And then
with them feelings that way.
And then you got some people. I'm talking about people of our culture.
They can kick rocks.
Okay, so and then you got some people. This is Black History Month. We should celebrate. We should get excited about it. Know more about our history. Know more about our culture and where we come from.
And the thing about Black history is there's so much more to Black history than what we've been taught in school. There's way more people than Harriet Tubman, Martin Luther King, Benjamin Banneker, who the dude with the peanuts, George Washington Carver, the woman with the bus, what's the woman, Rosa Parks. There's plenty more African American people who have done stuff than them. Oh man, and don't let me forget Harriet Tubman. They got to talk about slavery.
So there's plenty more other
And
people
Martin Luther King.
that has done
Martin Luther King.
major things. Yeah, Martin Luther. Martin Luther.
Martin Luther.
Yeah, there's plenty
Martin
more
Luther.
people who've done great things. Hey, Vet. Who's done
Hey, Vet.
things at the African American. Matter of fact, you got some heroes that's in your home now.
Mhm.
You know, like William T.J. Bridges. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I'm a one of the people. Okay.
You said you one of them people.
Mhm.
And what's your Black History moment?
I'm a father and I'm a husband and I'm a man to God.
And an educator.
Yeah, I did too. I'm an
Music
educator.
educator.
I'm a
That's
music educator.
right.
Do
That's
re mi fa
right.
sol la ti do.
All right. If you've learned something that you did not know about Black history, if there's a Black history fact that you know now that you didn't know before, state it up here. If there's a Black history fact that you did not know before,
Thank you, Simone.
that you know now.
SEG.
Hey, Simone.
Seg.
Yeah. If you did not know before,
The harmonic.
come on, let us hear. Let us know. Let us know. I know we're back. I know it's kind of slow for people. We ain't been back like we used to, but we coming back. We bringing ourselves back. We're gonna be in full effect with great topics, and we're gonna bring on great people, and we're gonna have great discussions. So I'm looking forward to it. So just tag your friends, tell everybody, come on, Thursday Love's back on, because we got a good topic to discuss on tonight.
All right, you ready to go?
Yeah.
All right, start us off.
You got let's say you want to do a quote. You want to do a Black History quote?
Go ahead.
Let's do a Black History quote. Okay. It says, whatever we believe about ourselves and our ability comes true for us.
Whatever we believe
About ourselves and our ability comes true for us.
Give me a scripture for that. Life and death lies in the power of the tongue. Whatever you say, it's gonna come to pass. If you believe it, if you speak it, it can come to pass.
I was thinking about the scripture. I can't.
You just got quiet.
I know because I can't quote it. Stop! I can't quote it verbatim.
Well, quote what you know. There's different versions.
Believe also in me. If you believe something, and you believe also in me.
I'm not gonna get you out. Come on.
You supposed to help me.
I am.
Oh, you're not helping me. Whatever. Anyway, let's get our topic. Since you know it, Simone said faith is Hebrews 11:1.
Yeah.
If you believe
in my Father's house, there are many. Go ahead, believe also in me. In my Father's house, there are many mansions. If you would not, so I would have told you. I don't
know that scripture verbatim. See, I don't know that. See, I didn't grow up in church. See, y'all heard that repetitiously, so y'all know that stuff. I don't know that stuff.
In my Father's house, there are many mansions.
Who
said that?
Huh?
Who said that statement? That quote.
I don't know. Jesus.
I'm about to say, girl.
Jesus.
You fired.
He is, Simone. He trying to shame me up
I'm
here.
not trying to shame
He
her.
really is.
I ain't trying to shame. I'm trying to get her to think.
I can tell you right now, I
She
cannot
look,
quote no
Sherrie,
scriptures.
that's a story. Get her to praying. That girl will quote scriptures and everything.
I can't quote no scriptures.
Well, whatever.
I know they in there.
You pray the scriptures.
You can't tell me they in there. I know certain ones that are in there, but if I had to quote them,
when you praying, you quote scriptures verbatim.
No, I don't.
Well, maybe it ain't you. Well, okay, it ain't you praying. It's somebody else praying in you.
All right.
As great as he that is in you than he that is in the world.
All right. So, talk to them about what we're gonna talk about.
So tonight, man, there was a post that was on.
I'm about to find it.
Oh, okay. You told me to talk about it.
Yeah, talk about it. I'm trying to find it though.
And in the post, I can't think of the post verbatim. Sherrie's about to find it.
It was shutting down.
She's shutting. Yeah. So it was basically saying how as men, or was it men?
Shutting down was just as toxic as arguing.
Yeah, shutting down was just as toxic as arguing. And so did you posted it, right?
I shared it. Somebody else.
So Sherrie shared it, and some people were kind of offended by the post, or at least that's what it seems. And we just want to talk about, there's a difference between what is it? There's a difference between getting quiet per se and shutting down. It's a major difference. It's a major difference between getting quiet and shutting down. James in the book of James said that we as people, he didn't just say we as believers, but he said we as people need to study to be quiet, right? He said we need to study to be quiet, which means that if you got to study for something, that means honestly you don't know. All right. If you got to study for something, that means you gotta get down and you gotta do some research. And bottom line is you don't know, which means you're not already doing it. Okay. So when James said we got to study to be quiet, we got to do some research on that thing. So that means that we got to do whatever we got to do to find out how we should be quiet, when we should be quiet, how long we should be quiet, and what we need to be quiet about. Because some of us, we run our mouths too much anyway. All right. So, but there's a difference between shutting down and getting quiet.
Okay, let's ask everybody that's up here. What do you think your definition of shutting down means when it comes to communication? What does shutting down mean to you? Come on, y'all. Y'all talk to us. What is your definition of shutting down?
Somebody put a mean face. Ooh. My definition of shutting down?
Yeah, what is your definition of shutting down?
So, okay, well, which one? You want to do shutting down or getting quiet?
Both.
Okay.
Well, just explain. What do you think?
My definition of shutting down is literally I'm shutting down. Anything at that point in time that I feel like is speaking against my sanity, or I feel like you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna tell you something that I'm supposed to tell you. Or better yet, I don't want to be bothered with anything you got to say.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be rude to you, basically, in a nutshell. My actions, I ain't gotta say a word. My actions it's gonna be rude. It's gonna show you. We said actions speak louder than words. My actions is gonna show you. Hold on. Yeah, my actions is gonna show you that I ain't studying nothing you talking about. I ain't gonna say a word, but my actions, my face is gonna say that. So it's good. Simone said, when the person has zoned out and no longer hearing you. Yeah, when the person is zoned out and no longer hearing you. No longer hearing or receive. That's it. Thank you. No longer hearing or receiving from you. So not just no longer hearing, but no longer hearing and receiving, which means anything inside of me at that point in time that's rational, I ain't listening to it. Okay, and I ain't listening to you because
Mary says it.
Yes, Mary says shutting down means means you have. Oh no, shutting down means nothing you have to say matters. Right, I'm over it. Right. So and then George says no communication. Yeah, thank you, George. That's a good one. He said no communication at all. No, not verbal or nonverbal, acting as if, thank you, as if you don't exist. That's what shutting down is. Now, shutting down, in my book, can get you in a lot of trouble, especially if you are in an argument or a disagreement. That shutting down means I ain't studying nothing you saying. You can keep talking to you blue in the face. It ain't gonna change my mind. It ain't. And shutting is dangerous. Shutting down is dangerous because when you start shutting down, you don't know what's gonna shut down.
Right.
That's the thing about shutting down. You don't know what's going to shut down. Is my communication going to shut down? Is my affection towards you going to shut down?
Right.
Is my, being considerate of you going to shut down? Or
right.
Am I going to think about you now before I think about anything else? Because all I'm going to think about is what we got arguing about.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Shut down. It shuts the communication down. It shuts down that place of forgiveness. She says, Thomas says shutting down means thank you, Thomas. Right. My brain stopped listening, which means any kind of function inside of me is over. It's done. I ain't trying to hear it. And then the thing about shutting down is when you really truly shut down, you don't want to hear about nothing else. Period. You don't want to talk about it.
Right. I
can't find it. Let's roll.
Yeah, I can't find it. I looked on ThursdayLove page. I looked on my page. Basically, I shared a quote. It says shutting down is just as toxic as arguing. It says shutting down is just as toxic as arguing. And I understood what the post was saying. From my perspective, my opinion, I took it as shutting down was like completely shutting down. Like I agree that it was just as toxic because basically you choose not to discuss this any further. You choose not to say anything about it. You're not going to receive. You're not going to hear nothing. And you're gonna walk away. And so that means you have some issues on the inside, or you have some thoughts on the inside that are festering, things that become bitter, things that become, that could become resentful or hateful. They are festering on the inside of you. Because the conversation is not being had. You chose to shut down. You chose not to really talk it through or see it through, so you're shutting down. And so I looked at it as, yeah, you're being just as toxic as if you're arguing about it and you're not getting anywhere. Because the thing about arguing is, if you're arguing, you both are yelling at each other. Ain't nobody listening to nobody. Ain't nobody hearing what the other side is saying. So it's like, it's just as toxic. That was the post. And so I shared it, and somebody had an opinion on it. Their opinion was that they didn't agree with what they said, that shutting down could be debatable. They said it could be debatable. They felt like shutting down is debatable because in their opinion, they felt like shutting down was, I'm just not going to talk to you right now, but we'll come back later and talk about it. Because sometimes, as in their reference, they said the women can be they nag and they keep running their mouth. And so I got to shut down so I won't say nothing that I don't supposed to say. And they looked at it as, I'm just not going to say nothing right now, but we'll come back later and talk about it. And I was sitting there thinking, you know, in my opinion, I was thinking shut down. We never going to talk about this again. We're never going to come back to this topic again because I don't want to hear it. So we wanted to talk about it tonight. We wanted to get your opinion. How do you feel about shutting down? If you're in a conversation with someone, it could be a friend, it could be a family member, it could be your spouse, it could be your partner, it could be your fiance, it could be anybody. But you know, we're talking about effective communication here.
If you shut down, we're offended.
If you shut down, we're offended. What does shutting down look like to you? And you know, so if you shut down, what does it look like to you? Or if someone else shuts down on you when you're trying to get an important conversation through, how does that feel to you? Have you ever shut down?
Yes.
When me and you was having a conversation?
I've shut down. Yeah.
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 And honestly, I'm not even gonna sit here in front. Shutting down is dangerous.
Okay. Hey, Bishop Pastor Jr.
Hey, it's dangerous. Because shutting down is dangerous because shutting down prevents you from coming to a solution about, because you could be arguing, and yes, generally when you argue, nobody's listening, but the solution to what you're arguing about could be right around the corner. And when you shut down, as Thomas hit that jump dead on the head, when you shut down, your brain shuts down. That means that even though the solution is right there, I don't want to hear it. I brush over. I overlook the solution to what we're talking about. Okay. Which means that the issue that we have, it's going to keep festering, and it's going to continue to get larger, and it's going to breed over to something that's even greater, which is going to wind up causing even more issues in our relationship. Yeah. So what George say? Okay, so George says, I can somewhat agree with that. It is so difficult, though. This is something that I struggle with. I have to get quiet because sometimes I have to not communicate to process my thoughts. But that's not shutting down. That's James to me. That's what James says. James says that we got to study to be quiet. That's wisdom to me. That's wisdom saying, look, all right, here's the deal. I'm getting quiet. My mind is still going. I'm still listening to what you're saying, but I also know me. And that's what I'll see. And that's what I'm saying. Earlier on, I was shut down. But now wisdom, now that I'm older, wisdom says to me, look, don't shut down, but you do need to get quiet. Because right now, you guys are in the heat of the moment. And since you guys are in the heat of the moment, she's going to continue to say stuff to prick your nerve. So you know yourself, and you know that I'll use a perfect example. And I know people, Sherrie hates me to say that, but there was an issue with us a while ago. And this was in the beginning of our marriage. There was an issue. Okay. And the Lord told me to shut my mouth. He said, hush. I heard him good as that. He said, when you go in the house, don't say a word. And but he didn't tell me to shut down. He just said, when you go in the house, don't say a word. And so me and my pride, and you ain't gonna talk to me like that, and you ain't gonna. I went in the house and she started talking, and instead of me listening to God, I opened my mouth. I opened my mouth. Hear me? I ain't saying a word. I opened my mouth, and when I opened my mouth, everything just blew up, literally. And then once I opened my mouth and it blew up, then I started talking. All that stuff went on. I went back out to the truck, went out to the car, the truck to get the luggage, and he came back again and said, didn't I tell you to close your mouth? Right? So closing your mouth in the middle of your disagreements That's different. That's saying wisdom says, you know you. So at this point in time, I don't care what she says. Don't keep listening to what she's saying. But at that point in time, you need to keep your mouth closed because you're going to, and that's the thing, you're going to wind up saying something that you can't take back. Right. But that's different from shutting down.
Right. Simone asked the question, but are you telling the other person you're getting quiet? No.
Nope.
In most cases, when you're choosing to not debate or argue anymore, just to be honest, me and TJ have gotten in arguments, and majority of the time he gets quiet. Does he forewarn me? No. I am very debatable. I like to argue. I come from a family that argues, so I'm gonna get my point across. We gonna talk about this day on it, and I don't care how late we stay up. We gonna finish this. But TJ will get quiet. He will not respond. I'll be asking questions. He won't respond. And no, he doesn't tell me. He doesn't forewarn me. He doesn't let me know. But I can say in reverse, I can honestly say that I've done that too. He has to get his point across. He's adamant about something that we're discussing, and it goes to a heated discussion. And I'll just be quiet. I just won't say nothing. And no, do I forewarn him? No, I just don't say anything. I don't think it's about forewarning. I think that's the thing. Sometimes when you get a heated,
hold on, I'm about to be quiet. I'm just trying to warn you first.
I don't think.
Okay, go ahead, talk.
I don't think honestly you can tell somebody I'm just not gonna conversate with you anymore.
The thing is, here's the deal. The thing is, if you know your mate, if you know your spouse, you know the signs. Mm-hmm. Because so as hard as it is to believe, literally, it's hard to believe.
Yeah.
But before this Jesus really got into me, and before I became a little bit more mature, I had a major anger issue. I had an issue so bad with anger that we trying to, y'all see us looking down. It ain't because we being rude. We trying to find something. But I had such an anger issue that when I got mad, I could literally feel my insides burning. Like somebody lit a match. Like that's how bad my anger was. Mm-hmm. So me getting quiet is, as Joe was saying, how it was ordered. How it was hard to do. Me getting quiet is saving everybody in the room. Literally, me getting quiet is saving me from doing something stupid. It's saving the person that I'm talking to from me doing something stupid to them. It's saving my relationship. It's saving my kids. It's saving my house. It's saving everything. I told this kid, I said, look, because they was just doing stuff. And I told him, I said, look, here's the deal, man. I said, when I was your age, I said, somebody talk to me to help me become better. I said, and I decided to listen to them. I said, but look, I said, if I did not listen, I said, when I was your age, I said, I had an anger issue. I said, so there weren't too many places I was going to wind up. I said, either I was going to wind up dead, or I was going to wind up in prison because I was going to take somebody out because that's how bad my anger was, my issue was. And I mean, it was so bad. My anger issue was so bad, not only with my insides burning, but I cried about how bad it was. Like I knew my anger issues was terrible. I cried about it. I prayed. I fasted. And I didn't know what turning no plate down. I fasted about that thing because I knew how bad it was. And God, over time, I became better because I made a decision that I didn't want to be like that. So I know now my triggers per se, because I didn't know them then, but I know my triggers. So me getting quiet is saying, hey, I'm about to save everybody. Let me just be quiet. You can have your moment. You get your point out. Say everything you got to say, and I'm gonna listen to your point. I'm not gonna agree with your point, but I'm gonna listen to it. Me and Sherrie now, we'll get into it sometimes, and I mean, yeah, sometimes she can be right, and and sometimes she can be wrong, and I'll just look right at her, and I hear everything she's saying. And the reason why shutting down is dangerous because you still might say something that's important. And because I've shut my brain down, I miss it.
Well, I was gonna say, when you're in a debate, and when you're in a debate, you find our argument. You know how you are. Mm-hmm. You know what is your triggers. You know how upset you can get. And not to mention any other triggers you had throughout the day. Some coworkers got on your nerves, your boss, whatever, your job. Somebody driving on the road, didn't drive right, you got road rage. Like, your children could get on your nerves. There could be many reasons that you're already irritated, and then you get into an argument with your spouse, or you get into an argument with a good friend or whatever. And like Rick said, hitting below the belt can be dangerous. So sometimes to spare someone else's feelings because you don't agree with them on something, and it's causing for a huge argument, a major debate, you know what I'm saying? You choose not to say something because you don't want, one, you don't want to hurt their feelings, or two, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to say something that you later can't take back, because you know once you say that, it's gonna forever ring in their head. Like on paternity court, that woman said, once you tell a man that he not the father, he gonna believe that. That's just gonna be it. You know, you can't unring that bell, and that's just how it is. Certain things you just have to be mindful of, that you can't say, that you do have to be quiet for that moment and wait till your emotions calm down before you can say what you need to say.
Yeah, Mary said I wanted to be a lawyer all my life, so I think that's what I'm arguing. Joy said, but I have to admit, me shutting down, me getting quiet is shutting down. I have a hard time seeing the difference over the years. Finally finally coming around, but not all the way. Yeah, it takes time. It takes time to know.
But he said me getting quiet is shutting down.
Right. No, but he also says I have a hard time seeing the difference over the years. He said finally coming around, but not all the way. Okay. And I'm saying it takes time, because shutting down is bad for your marriage. It's bad. Shutting down is bad for your health.
Yeah, it's bad.
Shutting down is bad. It's bad spiritually. Yeah, it is, because when you shut down, honestly, and this is crazy, and y'all might not agree, but I do agree, because that's why I'm making the statement. When you shut down on your spouse, it's just like shutting down on God. Right. It literally is. Because a lot of us are in a predicament. This is not a church preach moment, but a lot of us are in predicaments now because we've shut down on God. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm supposed to treat you honestly, and I'm guilty at times, but I'm supposed to treat you really worshiping God, serving God teaches me how to treat you. You know what I'm saying? And so I'm supposed to treat you just as valuable as I treat God. Right. You know what I'm saying? Right. So a lot of us do God any kind of way. So because we do God any kind of way, and we shut down on God because he didn't do something that we thought he should have done, or he didn't say what we wanted him to say, or he didn't do it fast enough. Right. We just stopped talking to him altogether. Yes. You know what I'm saying? He could be like, all right, cool. I can say I've been there. All right, deuces. Yeah, you want to shut down on me? I'm going to shut down on you. Pray again and see if I answer it. I'm going to be quiet. But that's why we treat our spouses that way, because that's how we treat God. But the difference between our spouse and God is God gives us another chance. Sometimes our spouses may not. And also shutting down on your spouse is shutting down your spouse. You don't know how that thing is going to affect your spouse. Right. Because if you are in a disagreement, whether you're right or wrong, and I know we want to, I got to get my point across to show you that I'm right. Right. Honestly, it really don't matter who's right or wrong. There's been times where me and Sherrie have gotten in disagreements where I've been dead wrong. I'm gonna admit on Facebook. I ain't gonna admit it to her, but I'm gonna admit it on Facebook. I've been dead wrong. But on the other side of that, what's up, Lawrence? On the other side of that, there's been times where we had disagreements, and I know she was wrong. And those are my moments where I get quiet, whether she knew it or not. Those are the moments I get quiet, because at that point in time, if she's heated, I promise you, if she is heated, there is nothing that I can say at that moment to get her to see the other side. I have to let some time pass by and then come back. But there's nothing I can say to her at that point in time to get her attention, or to make her see the opposite side. And all that's going to happen is going to keep getting larger and larger and larger, and we're going to keep going further and further apart. So what I'll do is I'll just say, you know what? The best thing for me to do right now, even though I know I'm right, is not to try to prove to her that I'm right. Just let me be quiet and let her get out her point, so she can empty out whatever she needs to empty out. And then once she emptied that thing out, once she empty it out, then we can have a conversation later and fill her back up, or fill me back up if I'm wrong with the right thing.
Yeah. Shutting down. I want to say before we say Simone's comment, I also want to say shutting
Angela.
down to reason why some people shut down when arguments happen because they don't know how to effectively communicate.
Yep.
A lot of people shut down because they don't know how to word their words. They don't know how to actually say it nicely, or they don't know how to communicate effectively or clearly so the other person can understand where they come from. Like some people are really a loss for words and how to express themselves when they're heated about something or a situation. Go ahead. What Simone says?
She says, in an argument, we listen to respond, but not to.
Oh, there we go.
Thank you. She said, in an argument, we listen to respond, but not to understand or comprehend what the other person is saying.
Right.
Exactly right. So that's why if that thing is getting to, and the thing is, man, we can sit here and act like we don't know when we're in a disagreement. Mm-hmm. There's a feeling on the inside of me, and you can call it the Holy Spirit, you can just call it knowing you, or you just call it wisdom, whatever you want to call it. But there's something on the inside of me that says, okay, look, here's your stopping point. Because if you go past this line, this thing is going to blow out of proportion. And y'all going to go some days without talking, or it's going to be more than what it is. Honestly, and people, you can't sit here and say that you can't tell if you're in a disagreement or argument with your spouse. You cannot say that God does not speak to you, or something told me, whatever you want to call it, told you, hey, you about to go somewhere that you can't come back from. So what is it? What is it? What's that saying?
Hey,
Angela, what's that thing that says something? Save it for another, live for another day, or something? What's that saying?
I don't know. Y'all know I can't remember it, but I don't know.
But anyway, but like I said, you know, I can't think of what it is. You know when this thing is about to blow up. You do.
Yeah.
Just like God told me. I told you that time when he told me when I go into the house, don't say a word. He forewarned me, and he does that. He will forewarn you. Hey, and he's even said, look, today you're not gonna win this. So let her say what she got to say. Let her say it as passionate as she want to say it. And I'm sure she's done me the same way, but I'm just saying her because I'm talking. Let her say it as passionate as she want to say it. Let her get out everything she want to say. She gonna raise her voice. Her eyes gonna get dark. Her hair's gonna turn black. All that about her veins gonna be in her throat. Let her get it all out. Let her say it. Let her free herself. Let her free herself. Let her get it out. And then 2 days from now, when you're doing whatever you're doing, bring that conversation back up. She's going to be more open, and I'm sure God tells her the same thing. She's going to be more open to discuss this disagreement that y'all had. Because this is what Sherrie says. She'll just say, you know what? I'm just going to give it to God. That's all and she says, I'm just going to give it to God. And that's what I'm going to do. And she keep watching them stupid shows. And I'm like, you're wrong. God ain't gonna listen to that. And we move on.
But that comes with time and maturity. Because I'm telling you, there was plenty of days that I did not say I'm gonna give it to God.
Shut the front door.
I don't like you. Because believe me, I'm gonna get my piece out. But I've learned being with this man that it just ain't worth the time. It's not worth the energy. I'm exhausted. Look, being 43 now, like you pick and choose your battles. You see what comments are really worth having an argument for. Like it gets to the point. It's just not like it's not worth it anymore.
Y'all, I'm about to repent. So there's moments where I know Sherrie's at the edge, and I'll keep out on pressing that button. Keep out on pressing, and she just get madder. It's
no
fun.
Mad.
In my mind, it is.
But yeah,
sometimes it's fun. But anyway.
But yeah, we said we weren't gonna be here too long tonight. But our point is the comment was the quote was something to because we can't find it for some odd reason we can't find it. But it said that shutting down is just as toxic as arguing, and
it is. And
we believe here on Thursday Love, our opinion is we believe that shutting down is just as toxic as having an argument. because there are a lot of internal feelings that needs to be expressed. Because the thing is, when you shut down, that means you're not expressing yourself. You're not letting go of what you're dealing with. And that can grow and fester to something else that you don't want it to grow and fester in. You wonder why some people snap. You wonder why some people are committing suicide. You wonder why some people are depressed and oppressed. You wonder why some people are going to their vices such as alcohol or drugs, because they're not expressing themselves. They're not having a conversation, and they're not talking it out with who they need to talk it out. If you have a problem or an issue with someone, you need to confront them, but it's the way you confront them. You just can't come at them, but you honestly got to come at them. Come to them in love and have a actual mature adult conversation. You can't come out your mouth. You can't come out your mouth sideways. And the thing is, and you can't shut down in the midst of the conversation. You got to be willing to accept the truth, confront the truth, face the truth. And even if the truth is not, if it doesn't even look good, you got to be willing to see that. You got to see that mirror. You got to see yourself, and you got to stick it out. You got to stick the whole process out. Because when you shut down and you close that door to that conversation, or you close that door to that issue, like I said, it breeds or it bursts things that it should not be birthing. And then that can fester to other areas of your life. It can mess up relationships that you have. More importantly, if you're married, it can mess up your relationship with your spouse. And that's why we have divorces. That's why, and most of our divorces are based off of miscommunication.
Right.
Like it started with something small that festered into something big, such as infidelity. You know, it's sad. You know what I'm saying?
And Bruno Mars said we got to leave the door open. Because the thing is, I'm going to leave the door open.
I go from talking like that, and you talking about some Bruno Mars.
Because the thing is, some arguments, and that's what we're talking about.
Goodness.
Mama, that's awesome. That is awesome. That is awesome. That's the thing when we're talking about shutting down. When something is toxic, it destroys.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? When something is toxic, it eats away at it. And the thing is, you don't know what is eating away.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Until it's really too late.
Mm-hmm.
By that time, it's not repairable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the thing about leaving it open, as we said, some arguments are good.
Right.
Every argument is not bad. You know what I'm saying? Every argument is not bad.
And if you're not arguing, there's a problem.
Some disagreement is good.
Some
you know what
disagreement
I'm saying?
is good.
And sometimes you're going to agree to disagree.
Right.
But the thing about it is, sometimes, it happens. The solution happens over a process.
Right.
Happens over time.
We're talking it out.
Yeah, and you shut down, you cheat the process.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so, like I said, you quit, and there's going to be a gap there. There's going to be a wall, and you're going to be trying to get past that wall, but you can't get past that wall because you shut it down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's inside that wall, not on the other side of that wall, but inside that wall was the solution.
We don't talk about Bruno.
We don't talk about Bruno. Anyway,
y'all need to go see
Encanto. She go back and hear Sherrie preach about that on Sunday.
Bruno.
But yeah, inside the wall, because that's the thing. When you don't talk about it, you it's like brick. You done cemented that thing. It's the solution is inside there, but you with your bad self, you shut down. Mm-hmm. So now it's encased inside that wall,
right? And
you got to do more than what Joseph did. You got to do more than what Joseph did. Was it Joseph? Yeah, to march around that wall 7 times. Yeah, Joshua, that's his name. You got to do more than what Joshua did. Joshua marched around that thing 7 times. You got to do more than that. Now to tear that wall down because you're the one, because you shut down, you put that wall up. You know what I'm saying? And on the other side of that wall is a solution, but you shut down. So you told the solution, we ain't studying you.
Right.
My pride says to shut down. Pride comes before the fall, man. Pride has been, thank you there, Bible. Thank you. The JEG version. Thank you, Joshua. I mean, Simone. But yeah, so yeah, the solution, it's all about the solution, man. And it's all about getting the solution. And you know, we can sit here and say, well, the woman just wanted, well, whatever. Stop putting the blame on the woman. Sometimes, even if she is wrong, you still can see your wrong in her wrong. I'm serious. You can see your wrong in her wrong. At the end of the day, it's not about who's right. It's not about who's wrong. We just need to get to a solution.
Right. There's a
problem.
There's a problem. And it needs to be solved. And
sometimes her coming back at us, or quote unquote her nagging or whatever, it's because we need to change. That's some stupid stuff that we're doing it's a process of insanity. And sometimes they get tired of talking to us to tell us to change our ways. And in our minds, it ain't wrong because we know everything, but they can see, yeah, you are wrong. You're acting this way, and it is causing dissension in our relationship. Look, you know this thing aggravates me, but you still do it. You still do it. So I'm saying to you, look, this is a solution. I mean, this is the issue that I have. You know what I'm saying? And we don't want to hear the issue, so we shut down. No, you can't do that because her feelings, vice versa, are important. This is how she feels at that point in time. Even if she's wrong at that moment, it's important to her. You know what I'm saying? So let her get out what she has to say and be man enough to have enough common sense, to have enough self-control, to have enough whatever to let her get out what she has to say, because evidently what's bothering her is hurting her. So if you let her say what she has to say, then she can start healing. Even if you got to come back later and talk about what happened, right, at least you allow the healing process to start taking place. Right. But if you shut down, you shut down on her, you stunt the healing process, and she now still remains broken and hurt by whatever she think you may have done or whatever you may not have done that she think you did. The healing process will not begin. So that's why shutting down, and it goes both ways for the man too.
I was about to say, going to say for the man part. Well, so even for the women.
Yeah, it goes both ways. That's why shutting down is toxic because it destroys. When something is toxic, it destroys the foundation of whatever it is that you have. You know what I'm saying? And God says, well, upon this rock, I build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against me. Thank you for scripture.
Where is it in the Bible?
It's in the Bible. It's from Genesis to Revelation. Point is, when something that is toxic, it tears up the foundation. You know what I'm saying? So, but what's important is that the healing takes place, that I am man enough, prideless enough, to allow you to be able to express how you feel, because at the end of the day, I want to get closer to you. Just like I want to get closer to God, I want to get closer to you. Right. And I don't want to shut you out. I don't want to shut down because my pride says, don't listen to nothing she got to say because she's wrong. Right. Pride is going to kill you, and it's going to destroy your relationship. You know what I'm saying? It is going to kill you, and it's going to destroy your relationship. So at the end of the day, let her say what she got to say. Let her get it out. Her ears turn green, her eyes turn purple. Let her get it out. Let her say what she has to say. And give her your undivided, talking to me. I'm talking to me. I said I'm talking to me. Give her your undivided attention and let her say what she has to say. At least she can't come back and say, well, he didn't listen. Because I'm looking at you. Right. So you can't throw it back in my face later.
But can I add 2 cents to that?
You can add.
That was a very good point.
Y'all got me shaking my head. What he said, the more I think about things,
hindsight now. But I want to add. I want to flip it now to the wives. You know, same thing. Now, from what I've learned from my husband, and I don't know if every man is like this, but what I've learned from my husband, it takes a lot for a man to start expressing himself to his woman, to his wife. You know what I'm saying? So if he chooses to open up and express himself, or he chooses to open up and be vulnerable, show a part of him that he's not used to showing, and then as a wife, you feel like he's saying the same old story all the time because he's saying the same old thing. He making promises. Well, baby, I'm going to do better. Baby, I'm trying. Baby, and you like, whatever, I don't want to hear it. Come on, you have to hear it. Because he is making a conscious effort to say this. He's saying, I'm trying to show you, I'm trying to express to you that yes, I messed up in some areas. I've done wrong here. So I just need to work on this. Just be a little more patient with me. Work with me here. If a man is willing to be vulnerable with you, and yes, he's not saying exactly what you want him to say, or he's not saying what you want to hear, give him a minute and don't shut him out nor shut down. Because if a man feels shut down, from what my husband told me, if a man feels shut out or shut down, he's not going to be vulnerable again. He's not going to express himself. He's not going to open up again. Now, I don't know about any other men out there, because there's probably some men that they got to get that stuff off their chest. But most men that I know, they're not going to express themselves. They're not going to talk about it. But if they do find a moment to discuss something with you as a woman, that's when you take James, the scripture, study to be quiet and actually listen to what the man is saying, because whatever he's saying, whatever it may be redundant to you. It may be boring to you. It may be like, this is a bunch of crap, you know, but at the end of the day, he is making a decision to say, I am opening up. I am showing a side of you that's naked, that I'm ashamed of. I feel guilty about, I'm not too sure of. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? He's putting down his guard. So as a woman or as a wife, then we need to open up our ears and actually listen to what they have to say, because they're trying to get their healing taking place. They're trying to get their expressions out. They're trying to get their wholeness in this. They're trying to get some type of solution. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot for my husband to come to me a couple of years ago to tell me, baby, I just don't know. I don't know what we're going to do. I don't know how we're going to do it. I just don't know, because I know my husband, he's very prideful. He likes to have the solution to all the problems that we have. He wants to fix it. But we came to a crossroad where we just did not know what we were going to do. And he was sitting here like, okay, my wife is looking up to me to look for the answer, and I don't have an answer. And so he took it upon himself to come to me to say, baby, I don't know. And I said, it's okay. I could have easily, as a woman, being angry because we ain't got no solution to our problem. You don't know. What you mean you don't know? You supposed to be the head of the household. You supposed to be the provider. No, a man don't want to hear that. A man don't want to hear that.
We already know that.
They already know that. Right. So what I told him, it's okay that you don't know. We're going to figure it out together.
Tell me that again with your voice sounding like that. Yeah, go ahead.
Huh?
Yeah.
Anyway, you know what I'm saying? We're going to figure it out together. That's just how it's going to be. What Rick say, I agree with TJ.
Well, I like what Simone said too.
Okay.
Let me get Rick.
Okay.
Simone, you were exactly right, because the thing about most men, we don't do a lot of talking anyway. We don't.
We have to have patience.
We usually express how we feel through actions. We don't really do a lot of talking. So it is a lot. Sometimes it's hard for us to put into words how we're feeling at that point in time. And if we ever open up, like Sherrie was saying, if we start that process of talking to you, to telling you how we feel, and you make us feel like what we're saying is dumb, or you make us feel like, you know what I'm saying, what we're saying is not important,
right?
Then we'll say, we don't say it out of our mouth, but in our minds, we do. We will shut that thing down. And what we will say is, because that's why I don't shut down, because when I shut down, I'm done with it, which means that if you bring it back up later, I'm not going to talk about it, because it took me a lot to even come to you to say anything to you at all. And what you just said to me was that what I had to say to you wasn't important. So good. We're fine. We're straight. Don't you never have to worry about me talking about it again. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to talk to God about it. I'm done with it. That's how bad it is. It's bad. It's bad, because you should still be able to go to God and say, God, I went to my wife today and I tried to express how she feels, and she shut me down. You should be able to have that conversation. But when I get like that, I'm done. I'm not having no conversation with nobody. She can bring it up. Fine. She can bring it up, but I ain't talking about it. I'm going to find something to do. I'm going to divert the conversation. I'm going to do something, but I'm done with it. You know what I'm saying? Because you just smashed me in the mouth and says that how I felt really didn't matter. And Rick says, I agree with TJ, because for me, I'm going to continue to think you would never listen to me. But then the buildup of things began, the snowball effect. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So it's shutting down. It is. Shutting down is toxic. Shutting down is dangerous, because like I said, when we shut down, we don't know. All we know is we shut down.
Right. We
don't know what doors really shut down along with us shutting down. Right. It can hinder your relationship with God. It can hinder your intimacy. It can hinder your conversations.
It can affect your sexual relationship, intimacy. Yeah.
It can even mess up your relationship with your kids.
Right.
It can mess up so many things, and you're wondering why am I depressed? Why am I having these crazy feelings?
Right.
Because you shut down, and you shut down the wrong doors and didn't even know the doors you were shutting down. So how do I get back to this? Then you got to go back and try to research what doors you shut down, because you don't know.
Yeah, go back to the root of the issue.
You got to go back to the root of the issue.
But yeah, so on tonight, you guys, we thank you all for tuning in, because this is a serious conversation. I stated,
I'm sorry if I ever shut down on you.
You just admitted earlier in the broadcast that you have shut down on me.
I said.
You said if. You said you was supposed to say if. Anyway,
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry for shutting down.
Sorry.
I'm sorry for all the times I shut down on you.
That I shut down on you.
Yes. But
I'm listening to yours.
I'm trying to have it so folks don't shut down before we go on.
I'm hearing your apology.
I said I'm sorry for all the times I shut down on you.
Oh, so you had more than one?
Yes.
I just said the time I shut
See,
down.
I know, but you did it multiple times. You admitted it earlier.
No, I shut that. No, I ain't had multiple times.
Yes, you did.
I had a shutdown, and it lasted for an extended period of time.
No, but anyway, you guys,
Hey, Rhea.
we hope that.
I mean, Ryan. Hey, Ryan.
We hope,
Thanks,
hey,
man.
Ryan, we hope that something was said tonight that will encourage you to just take a step back and think about all the times that you've had conversations with other people.
For the time
Sometimes you push buttons. That's right, Simone.
I'm still
Thank
pushing,
you, Simone.
I'm still pushing them there, Simone.
Yes, but you know,
I'm finding new buttons to push. I'm
Yes,
being
he
creative. I'm creative in finding buttons.
Oh, yes, he is.
When we get off, we'll push that button. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
This is a button. Anyway, we just hope y'all really take the time out to think about this. Shutting down is toxic. In today's society, in today's news, we're finding out more people are committing suicide.
Yeah.
You know, they are committing suicide.
Yeah.
And I hate that people are committing suicide because sometimes people who are struggling with suicidal thoughts or depression and oppression, it's hard to tell that they're struggling with these things because they act like everything is okay, and then they go back and they sit down and they think about all the things that they need to be expressing, but they're not expressing. You wonder why some people are beating on their wives. Some men are beating on their wives, or women are beating up on their
it's
men.
not an excuse.
You know, or beating on their children, or you know, they're so argumentative, or they always have attitude because something is not being expressed. There's a door being shut down somewhere, and it's not being expressed. Healing is not taking place. So we encourage you all, if you ever get in arguments from this day forward, you know, and it really triggers a place that's real touchy and sensitive for you. If you do get quiet for the right reasons, but make an effort to come back and reopen that door to have a conversation, a logical, smart, calm conversation. Please don't shut down. If you do shut down, find a way to come back, you know, because shutting down is not healthy. It is toxic. It could really birth a lot of negative emotions and negative actions that you don't want to take place. Anything else you want to say before we leave?
Glad you enjoyed it, Thomas.
I'm glad you all enjoyed it. I had fun with you guys. We'll be back next Thursday with another great topic.
I felt God in that class.
Yes, we're preparing for Valentine's Day, but we ain't got nothing special going. We're just going to talk and we're going to enjoy each other. All right.
When is Valentine's Day?
On the 14th, which is a Monday.
Thank you.
It falls on a Monday.
The date.
Yeah, it falls on a Monday.
Oh, yes.
So y'all be safe this weekend with all the rain that we're gonna get. North Carolina gonna get some rain.
We supposed got some snow, some ice.
Out there, we get no snow.
Stop speaking that negative. Shut that stuff down.
You just want some more snow.
No, I want some. I want them to let us go remote for school.
Lord, this is not gonna happen. He's been praying all year.
I am.
Anyway,
I speak against that doubt that you're talking about. I shut that doubt down. In the name of Jesus, I close the door. Bruno, I locked the door. Nope.
We don't talk about Bruno.
No, I'm talking about Bruno Mars. He said leave the door open. I'm locking the door on that doubt.
Y'all have a great night.
Negativity. Wait, no, I'm there for the weekend. Oh, well, that's what they said earlier, Simone. We don't know now. He said, I don't have no. I don't have no. Buy your own self some flowers and chocolate. And look at a movie on Netflix, Rick.
Lord have mercy. We love you guys. We thank y'all for tuning in. We thank y'all for supporting us and staying with us, sticking with us through everything. It has been a crazy year, but we thank God that we are still here and we are still going. So we pray that y'all have a safe weekend. Y'all continue to be blessed. We pray nothing but blessings and favor upon all of you all that's out there. Be safe on the roads. Continue to keep your mask on and everything. Y'all have a great night. Y'all be good.
Be good.
Jessica, call me. You think you slick. Jessica, you better call me. All right, love you guys.
Stop, don't shut her down.
Don't shut her down. I'm going to get her. Love you guys. Jesus Christ.